Imagine you're 25 years old. You don't have $1 million. You probably still have bills, maybe have student loans, maybe you have a credit card debt. Maybe your bank account isn't looking the way you thought it would by now. But there's one thing you have that becomes more valuable every single year: time. And if you start building wealth at 25, your life at 35, 45, and even 55 could look completely different. Not because you got lucky, because you started early. Let's say you make about $50,000 a year at 25. You're not going to become rich overnight. But imagine you make one decision every month. You put $500 into investments. That's $6,000 a year. You do it when the market is up. You do it when the market is down. You do it when you feel like you have extra money. And you especially do it when you don't have extra money. Because the goal isn't to find the perfect investment. The goal is to build the habit. Now imagine you continue doing that for the next 10 years. By 35, you've personally contributed $60,000. But your money has also had 10 years to grow. And this is where building wealth starts getting interesting. Because eventually, you stop relying entirely on your paycheck to build your future. Your money starts working alongside you. And maybe at 25, that's $500 a month feels like a lot. But then you get a raise. Your income goes from $50,000 to $60,000. Then $70,000. Maybe even eventually you start making $80,000 to $100,000. Instead of upgrading your entire lifestyle every time your income increases, you increase the amount you invest. Now you're putting away $700 a month, then $1,000, then maybe $1,500. And you're still living your life. You're still going on trips. You're still buying things you enjoy. You're just making sure your future gets paid too. And that's the part people miss. Building wealth at 25 doesn't mean you can't enjoy being 25. It means you don't want the 25-year-old version of you to completely screw over the 45-year-old version of you. Let's fast forward 20 years. You're 45. And while someone else might just be starting to think about retirement, you're going to have decades of investments behind you. You can have a retirement account. You can have a brokerage account. You can own a home. You can have a business. You can have multiple sources of income. And most importantly, you can have options. Because that's what wealth really buys you. Options. The option to leave a job you hate. The option to take 6 months off. The option to help your parents. The option to help your kids. The option to start a business without being terrified that one bad month is going to destroy you. And here's the crazy part. You don't need to know exactly what your life is going to look like at 25. You just need to start moving in the right direction. Because if you wait until 35, you're not doomed. If you wait until 45, you're not doomed either. But the earlier you start, the more time you give your money to compound. And compounding is basically money making money. And then that money makes even more money for you. At 25, you might look at $10,000 invested and think, that's enough money to change my life. But give that money decades. Give it consistency. Give it time. And suddenly, that first $10,000 become one of the most important financial decisions you've ever made. So if you're 25 right now, don't obsess over becoming a millionaire by 30. Focus on becoming financially stronger every year. Get rid of the high interest debt. Build an emergency fund. Increase your income. Invest consistently. Learn how money actually works. And most importantly, don't wait until you feel rich to start acting wealthy. Because your 35-year-old self is going to look back at your decisions you're making right now. And they're either going to say, thank God I started, or I wish I would have started sooner. You get to decide this one. Subscribe and I'll see you in the next video.